Sizba brick.
That's me, I win.
No, Steve, that is the Siberian eagle which swoops in and picks up your scissors. So I win.
Siberian what?
Ole has signed the deal. Oh yes, everybody. I am Kev Ashford and this is the Man United VanCam. Oh yeah, smoking. I'm on fire. Ole Gunnar Solskjær has signed the 3-year deal that I think every Man United fan and probably in the media and all that were expecting. And I, for one, am absolutely buzzing my tits off. I think it's a great appointment. I do think slightly that Ed Woodward has just basically brought Solskjaer in to try and steady the ship, but he's surpassed every expectation. Everything that's been thrown at him he's dealt with. The result in Paris, he's just been absolutely brilliant. The players, I think, have responded to him. They love him. He's shown that tactically in games he can change his formations and stuff. He's not LVG. He's not Mourinho. Do you know what I mean? This man ain't going to go out and park any bus anywhere. If anything, we're going for the jugular. Is that what you say? Of course it is. Anyway, let me just say, if you're watching now, the live premiere in the live chat, a few super chats say a big thank you for last week was Sion Jones, who said MacBook beer tokens. That will definitely go half and half for a beer and towards a MacBook. There was also John Valindingham. What an absolute legend. John, you don't have to make donations to VanCam, honestly, mate. And also there was Tushar Gupta. I think I've just boxed that name off. He said bring back the LVG dossier. The LVG dossier is always next to me. It actually says LVG Filofax. Remember this? We got all kinds of shizzle from this. I used to open her up, tell you a bit about the opposition, you know, in LVG style. But anyway, he's gone. Maybe we will bring it back one day. There's loads coming up today. Well, obviously, we're going to be talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjær. And why was it a 3-year deal? David Moyes got 7 years. Van Gaal got 4 or 5 years. Mourinho as well. Is it that United are now being a bit cautious and thinking, we're still paying off David Moyes. We're still paying off all these managers. We'll give Ole 3 years. For me, he deserved more. But it's a step in the right direction as long as they back Ole Solskjær in the transfer window in the summer. Let him get the players in that he wants to get. Let him get rid of the dead wood. See your Phil Jones, you know, people like that. Take your pink boots and do one dickhead. You know, stuff like that. But loads coming up. We will do the big VanCam debate. Really tough question for you last week. I got a feeling that a lot of you would have joined me sitting on the fence and not being able to make a decision. It's a first ever. We'll do Cockstroker of the week, and for this week I'm bringing back your comments. I didn't have time to do it last week. Hope everybody is well. I've talked enough shit now, but all you need to know from me is that I am absolutely delighted that Ole Gunnar Solskjær, one of our own, you know, this guy gets Manchester United. He's at the wheel. He's telling everyone what to do. He's not going to take any shit. He's been there. He's done it. He's respected. He's won the treble. You know, come on. What more can a man do? Now he needs to win it as a manager. He probably won't. But, you know, he's a serial winner. He's got that in him because of when he was a manager, a player at Man United. He's worked under the best Sir Alex Ferguson. We will see what happens from now till the end of the season. We're just hoping that we can get top 4 and progress in the Champions League. Right, that is enough. Hope everybody is well. If you're in the old super chat comment section, whatever it is, hello to you. I'll be there as well. So let's have the crack and get this week's show started with the big VanCam debate. Last week's question was very difficult to answer. Did you answer it? Fair play to everyone that commented. I'll be reading out a few of them comments now. Let's do the big VanCam debate.
The big VanCam debate.
This is the big VanCam debate. Last week's question really stumped a lot of you, and for the first time ever, I let you in the poll be able to basically sit on the fence, which had never been done before. The question was, Manchester City win the quadruple or Liverpool win the Premier League? Obviously, Liverpool winning the Premier League means that City can't win the quadruple. So basically you had that decision to make. What would you prefer? The Man City quadruple, Liverpool to win the Premier League, or you could join me on the fence, because I still cannot answer this question. An absolute corker of a question, a horrible question. Loads of you got in touch before I give you the poll result. I love this game. Said, Kev, a few have finished painting and come down off the fence. I finally relish the City quadruple, would just be unthinkable. Lee Davis said, Kev, that poll is like picking which of your mates you let shag your wife. It's a head fuck. That's pretty spot on. Mark F said, our treble is special. We can't be having it tarnished by a pop-up franchise. Oh, it's a low blow. It's one at City there, the old empty ad. Oh, it's another low blow. And Jonathan Reed said, City quadruple for me. That's how much I hate Shitpool. Obviously means Liverpool, but called him Shitpool. Loving it. ETR News said, I'm jumping on the fence, Kev, screw that. Join me, mate. It's lovely up here. There's loads of us. We are having a whale of a time. Ashley Bryant said, I'm sorry, I'm going to get splinters and sit on the fence. There's no, there's no shame in joining me on the fence. That's why I let you have that option of joining me on the fence. What I can reveal now is the poll result. Let's bring it down. I'll just put it on the screen. Oh yeah, I had a feeling that a lot of yous would be joining me on the fence, so I can confirm, or you've just seen it on the screen, 59% sat on the fence, could not make a decision, followed by Liverpool winning the Premier League, followed by 6% vote, which was probably City fans and yeah, just some shower knobheads that voted City to win the quadruple. It was a tough one. It was a bit naughty. I shouldn't have done it to you. You've probably all week been going, ooh, ooh, and some of the comments were absolutely spot on as well. It is a bit like, letting one of your mates mount your wife. But anyway, that poll is to one side. Thank God for that. If you sat on the fence, you can get down. Kev's back down now, and we can focus on this week's, which is, it's been dominated by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer United news this week, so we're going to have to do it on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's a simple question. Are you happy that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got the full-time job? If you are not happy, state your reason. You might actually still think, and I know there'll be people in the comments now that say, I still would have gone for Pochettino. He's more experienced, he's better at developing youth players, he's good at, what he does with that squad of players. Imagine giving him a transfer budget. You could also look at it, saying that the Glazers, Ed Woodward has got really lucky because he brought Solskjaer in. It was a win-win. The fans loved him and will love him anyway. If he failed, he goes back to mould, But if he does a good job, which he did do, they offer him the job and the fans are on side and that. Maybe you look at it, you're a bit sceptical, and the wages that he's on compared to what Mourinho and other managers have been at United, it's nowhere near it. So it's Glazeronomics, innit? Cha-ching. It's win-win for them showered mule heads. Anyway, this week's question, are you happy that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been confirmed as the Manchester United manager? And Alan the Cat, the Scouser, I know you're going to go in and click no, but you'll have a decision to make now. Up here, you've got an eye, you click on it, you register, you vote. And there, for this week, there is no sitting up on that fence. 59% of us sat up there last week. And granted, we had a good week because the weather was nice. The weather's supposed to be nice this weekend, but just imagine the beast from the east comes back. You're all getting blown off. Not in that way. Oh, focus. Yes, you're going to fall off the fence because of the wind. Do make myself laugh sometimes, very sad. Make your decision, click on the eye. I'm losing it. Yeah, and I will let you know the poll result next week.
The big VanCam debate.
See the sets, feel alright. That was the big VanCam debate. Make sure you get involved, cast your vote. At least I made it a little bit easier this week. I'm sure the feel-good factor is there with you, but maybe you are one that is a bit sceptical and maybe thought that United could have brought somebody maybe more experienced into the job. So that's your time to have your say. Make sure you comment. Because otherwise I won't know exactly what you're feeling, and I want to know what you're feeling, not who you're feeling. Don't be like that, you know what I'm talking about. Right, next up we're going to do a thing that we call, let me try and do this while I'm driving, Cockstroker of the Week. It's basically where we find out who's been a bad bell end. I've got a top 3 for you this week, so without further ado, let's find out the top 3.
The Cockstroker of the Week.
Okay, so this is Cockstroker of the Week. This is where we separate the people that are going about their lives being, you know, sound as a pound, and then them ones that just let the team down. You know, you remember him when you were in school. You go, he's a proper cockstroker him. This week I have got a top 3. It's strong contenders, but I've had to put it into a top 3. Number 3 this week goes to Craig Bellamy. Craig Bellamy was caught drink driving, something I've got absolutely no time for. People that get behind the wheel when they're intoxicated basically have no regards for anybody else out there. Do you know what I mean? If he'd have gone and knocked over a child, killed him, he's got that on his conscience. The fact that Craig Bellamy is just he's just a horrible little shit face. Do you know what I mean? He's horrible. He's one of them. You put him in, you know, really annoying teams. You'd have Martin Keown in it, you know, Robbie Savage. Bellamy's in there. Of course he is. He's just a little toad face, isn't he? I'm trying to tone the language down here because I could have really gone to town there. But Bellamy was caught drink driving. Apart from that, he turns up at court. Yes, of course the media are going to be there. You're in the media spotlight. You're an ex-footballer. And he gives the finger to the reporters that are waiting there. Now, they're reporting on this news because it is big news. If you're going to get behind the wheel of a car, the least you can expect is that reporters are going to turn up at court. So don't start giving it the big un, giving, you know, the finger out. So for that reason, Bellamy, you're number 3. Now bear with me on this one. Number 2 is a bit of a strange one, but it comes from Scotland, and there are some strange people up there in Scotland. And this guy is no different. He gets number 2 this week because he set up, like, what do we call it? Siege man tells armed police, I want a bag of cans, which is fair enough, do you know what I mean? If I'm going to barricade myself in a house and start making demands, a bag of cans would be on it. Obviously, I'd want a helicopter, you know, and stuff like that. The cans are vital. But the ending of it, he wanted Brendan Rodgers back at Celtic. During the standoff, he allegedly shouted a list of demands at police saying, I want a bag of cans, I want Brendan Rodgers back, I want a job. I mean, this guy has totally lost the plot. I mean, why would you want Brendan Rodgers back at Celtic? I find this really funny that all the Celtic fans, they're a big fish in a small pond. They don't need Brendan Rodgers. You know, anybody could win that league. Send Big Kevin. I'd win the treble every season. Granted, I wouldn't progress in the Champions League because Celtic don't do that. But domestically, what else could Brendan Rodgers do? So for this guy to actually barricade himself in the house, ask for a bag of cans, which again, is fair enough, but I'd go for the helicopter. You want to get out of there, drink the cans on the helicopter and, you know, take off. You don't ask for Brendan Rodgers back at Celtic, and for that reason, he's number 2. And number 1 this week, this is a special one. If you've not seen it, be prepared. These images, the footage shows signs of pure fuckery, and it could scar you for life. So think about this before you watch it. It is Manchester City fans, the local die-hard City fans. We're from Manchester, we sing Oasis songs on the coach. Remember last week's video? If you've not seen it, go back and watch. This one is from the American branch of City fans. Oh yeah, all City fans come from Manchester. They all live within a mile of the ground. No, they don't, you shower of knobheads. Check this out. We're all familiar with the song Baby Shark. If you've got children, you know, you're going to know it because it's going to pet your head. Baby Shark. Da, 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 da. Yep, you get it. Man City fans, American branch, have come up with this crazy song.
Mendy Shark, Mendy Shark, Raheem Shark, Raheem Shark, Raheem Shark, Raheem Shark, Leroy Shark, Leroy Shark, Leroy Shark, Leroy Shark, Silver Shark, Silver Shark, Silver Shark, Silver Shark, Sassy,
Yep, must have taken a long time to come up with that. Really, really original. Let's just take the first name of the City players. Let's do Sane, Leroy, Shaq, and this is the Man City, you know, ultras from the USA. I tell you, frightening. If I was passing that bar in the daytime, I'd seen them, I'd be walking across the road because I would not want to get in an altercation with them, because they just look, anybody that's going to go out and sing Baby Shark but then change it to like Raheem Shark, what a crazy lot of people. And for that reason, they are the Cockstrokers 'S of the week. Thank you, please.
Cockstroker of the week.
Manchester City's American Ultras take home the top spot this week. If you were distressed or found that video offensive, I'm really sorry. I did put a warning in before it, and if for any reason you can't sleep, you have nightmares about it this week, please don't get in contact with me, because I did warn you that it was really, really bad. Right, Cockstroker of the week out the way, big VanCam debate out the way. All that's left now is for your comments. It's a chance for you, shower of bastards, to have your say. Let's have a look at the selection of comments from the previous video, and make sure you're getting your comment this week, and make sure you like the video, yeah? Thank you. So we're coming to the end of the show now. We will end with your comments. Just before that, obviously I've been talking quite a bit about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but there is one other trick up Solskjaer's sleeve, and this, my friends, is the mind games of the Norwegian. He gets the job this week. Who's he been renting his house out to? A big Dutch Scouse bellend called Virgil van Dijk, who's been camping out in his house, obviously sorting him out a bit of dough to help with the mortgage. Not that he's short on money, but now the dreaded call has been made. Ole Solskjaer is made full-time Manchester United manager, which means he's going to be moving his family over. So what's he done? Put a phone call into Virgil and said, "Alright, Virgil, you need to leave the house." However, I need to work on the Solskjaer accent, but you get the gist of it. Virgil van Dijk should be thinking about a Premier League medal. Now, Solskjaer's made him homeless. Bet you didn't look at it like that. One to think about there. Psychological games. Fergie was a master at it. Now Solskjaer's at it. Get out of that house, Van Dijk. First in, Nicky Collis said, "I'm fed up with this Pogba talking about Real Madrid. I don't know why people are having a meltdown about what he said. He's just saying what every footballer say about Real Madrid." Right, Nicky, I get your point. I know that most people or players always say that Real Madrid's the dream. They couldn't turn it down and that. My problem with Paul Pogba, when he played under Mourinho, Mourinho said he will never captain this club again. Now, after captaining Man United in that game at Wolves, in the FA Cup, he then spouts this shit the weekend after. That's my problem with Pogba. He's just because, you know, he's just worn an armband and now he's instigating a move to Real Madrid. That's my problem with Paul Pogba. Ethan Bowman is in the house. Not in the house, but you know what I mean. He said, "Hey Kev, the Bowman's son here. Love the show and I'm glad you love the hat." That's this bit of gear. Of course I love it, man. I'm glad you love the hat. Klopp looks like a demented horse. Why not call him Jurgen Clip Clop? Clippity Clop, Clippity Clop. And he put a lol. Oh yeah, I like Flip Flop, but I quite like Clip Clop. Get them coming in if you've got something that Jurgen Klopp could be changed to. So if he was a horse, he'd be Jurgen Clip Clop. Crimson Kate 82 on the YouTube said, "Thanks Kev, you're not wrong about it being a tough choice." This was to do with the big VanCam debate last week. You know, what would you prefer, Man City winning the quadruple or Liverpool winning the Premier League? She said, "It's like having to choose between syphilis and chlamydia. You don't want either." It's absolutely bang on. At least the Scousers winning the Prem would be the moral victory for the romance of football. City buying a quadruple. It's a cheeky blow. It's a low blow. It's a low points off. City buying a quadruple would spoil that. Oh, and keep up the good work. I will do. Will do, Kate. Thank you very much. Right, going to be a quick comment section this week. That's because I'm just trying to get my arse back in gear and that, and I'm a busy man, believe it or not. I'm out there spending all them super chats. Cheers for that. Right, Adrian Smith at Taz11111111 said, sorry, I'm looking in this mirror because there's somebody keeps like peeping their head round. See up to 1 minute. I'm being watched. Man's committing no crime, just doing VanCam. Adrian Smith sent in a picture. He said, "It's Gino Di Ashforo, you cheeky bastard. Gino Di Campio, Dino Di Ashforo." I'm not having that. I think he's a complete and utter tit. It's obviously what you're trying to say about me. And then Alexander Martin Jones, this is becoming a regular thing, said, "Kev, you're on the telly." Cheeky bastard! And with that, you cheeky set of twastards. Yes, I did say twastards. I am wrapping up this show because I've totally had enough. At this point now of doing this, it's Friday, so I'm on my way home to get this edited and sent out to you lot. I don't have to do all the spiel, but if you want to know how to follow me on other social media platforms, the little clip at the end will give you me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Plenty of Fish account. You don't really think I'm on that, do you? Some people have actually searched my name, Big Schlong 69. I'm not on there. Do you think a guy this good looking would be arsing around on Plenty of Bastard Fish? I don't think so. No, don't need to, man. Look at the guns! Right, all that's left for me to say is Manchester United play Watford at the weekend. The feel-good factor, it's there anyway, but now we actually get to celebrate and give Solskjaer, you know, he's well done. You deserve this, lad. You really do. And hopefully we back it up with a performance on the pitch. This is the reason he is the manager. Let's get a few goals. Watford are pretty much dog shit. That's all I can tell you about them. But for the weekend, this guy's getting it, whoever he is, because he's lurking around. And if anything happens to Kev, ring the police and say there's a guy lurking around his wagon. Come on! United! Woo! Nice one for watching the video. And thanks to everybody who has subscribed to VanCam. You can follow me on all the usual social media platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Plenty of Fish. So make sure you give me a follow. Nice one if you dropped a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. This is VanCam. Nice one. I said your love.